Hey girls, welcome back to another makeup video. Today we're going to be doing pro makeup tips with me. Please be sure you subscribe and let's get right into it. Just as a side note, all the tips that I show you guys are beginner friendly. So if you are a beginner, intermediate, or even a pro, these are still makeup tips that are very helpful, and I love to use these when I'm doing my clients' makeup. Off with primer, I'm going to go into my makeup kit where I have so many brushes. I'm gonna forget which one I want to use today. I think we're gonna go with my foundation brush just because I want to get a bit of a heavier coverage when it comes to my primer, since I want this to be a long-lasting makeup look, not just something that's quick done and it comes right off. So we're gonna start off with primer. I'm going to go in with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This will keep your makeup on all day. I'm just applying a little bit to the brush, and I'm going to kind of place that all over my face. And this is going to help your makeup stay on for a long period of time, and it also gives your skin this dewy look, which is really good for makeup application because it's just going to make your makeup basically glow throughout the process. It's going to make your skin glow throughout the process of applying your makeup, and at the end you will see that your makeup is very glowy because of your base. I'm going to move into my brows, so I'm using a spoolie. This just has a bit of eyebrow gel on here from before, so I'm just going to first fluff my brows up. I'm going to move them forward, brush them forward. This is just to get all the hairs in one direction, and this is going to allow them to be very fluffy and thick. This is a really good technique that I love to use, and it works every time. I'm crazy right now, so don't worry about that. I'm going to go in with my brow gel. This is my company, and it's in the making, so I will be launching this very soon. This is a long wear, waterproof, vegan eyebrow gel, and it works very, very well. My eyebrows have never lasted so long. There's no white cast or flakiness. So it's going to take a little and then brush them upwards. And this coats every individual hair so they all align, and it gives like a lifted look to your face, like you just got your eyebrows laminated professionally. This is what it gives, and who doesn't want that? I know I want that. And my whole goal behind making this eyebrow gel was to make something that is, one, long wear friendly, heat friendly, heat resistant of sorts. I've worn this on days where it's like 80, 90, and my eyebrows haven't gone anywhere. It hasn't melted off. The product stays on, and whether you have thick eyebrows, sparse eyebrows, thin eyebrows, hardly no eyebrows, this is for you too. It's for anybody. It's very inclusive, and that's what definitely what I had in mind when I created this brow gel. So I took a little, and I'm gonna zoom in here so you guys can really see this. It gets every last hair, and I have like brows that aren't the easiest when it comes to trying to apply brow gel. They are very, very coarse, and they are very sometimes, and they revert back very easily. So when I made this product, I thought of people who have brows like me, or people who just want their brows to literally be snatched and just perfect and just like you got them professionally done. So that's what I had in mind when I created this brow gel. So just so you guys kind of have an idea of what I was thinking of when I created this product. I was in a lab. So I'm just gonna take this spoolie and just make them as sharp as possible, clean them up. This is something I call the side view. So basically what I do is I turn to the side, and if all my hairs are aligned perfectly and it's like flat, then I know it's a good product. And that's what this is, very flat. And that's what you want in a brow gel. So yeah, I will be coming out with my official product very, very soon. Go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera, and then I'll be back. I go in with my Say Glow and apply just a little on my cheekbones, and I'm going to take my foundation brush, again the same foundation brush, take my foundation brush, the same one I use for my primer, and just apply that under my eyes because I want my cheekbones to glow, and I want the mid part of my face to have the most glow and the most light. Naturally, that's where the light would shine, so I want those areas to be very, very glowy. In the T-bone area, obviously in here. I bronze my face to do the outline and kind of set the structure of how this makeup is going to look. I'm going to go ahead and color correct. I just picked up this new palette, and I literally can't wait to get into this because this is so freaking gorgeous. And it has all of the different shades for color correcting. And I believe I am the light yellow concealer. So we're gonna kind of mix the light yellow with this medium pink tone. Even though I am a neutral tone, sometimes the pink concealers work best for me. I'm kind of between like a yellow, pink undertone and a little bit of olive, which makes it very neutral. So that's where I kind of stand when it comes to color correcting. Sometimes the yellow is too yellow, sometimes the pink is too pink, sometimes the green is too green, and the red is too red. So just a good mixture of the two, of the 3 or 4 actually works best for me. Thing is, they provide the brushes for me with this Profusion palette, so I don't have to have any brushes if I didn't. So I'm gonna go in with this little white one, and we're gonna kind of go in between this one and this one to kind of bring out the lightness in my undertone. So I'm just kind of mixing the two. And it's going to create this beautiful shade, and let's see. Oh yeah, this is great. Just going to apply it, not directly under my eye, but close. And you guys see how it just like highlights, brings the light to the center of my face, and that's what we want to focus on when it comes to this technique. We don't want to just focus on brightening, we want to bring out the natural bright points of our face and not just focus on brightening, and want it to be the best look it can be. So I'm just applying a bit on the T-bone area of my face and directly under my eyes, and anywhere else I feel like needs to be a bit more color corrected, like in here where there's a lot of discoloration. I'm just gonna take a little and apply it in there as well. Taking my foundation brush, and I'm just gonna blend all that in. You guys are gonna see how this just makes a total difference with how I looked before, where there's a lot of shadowing and discoloration, to where now there's an even amount of tone all over my face. Take the Anastasia bronzer. This is a cream bronzer, and I'm going to use this on my cheekbones, my forehead, my chin, and also down to my neck. Fluffy brush, and this is just going to create structure and warmth in certain areas, and also kind of like a depth in certain places. A bit much, but you're probably going to need, I would say you need this amount, so this is fine. I'm applying it on the cheekbones. and going inward towards the face, not outwards. We want to bring a very chiseled, snatched look to our face, but still very natural. So I'm just taking it and moving towards my face, inwards. And this is called stippling. What I'm doing is called stippling. So, or stippling. I'm still in the process of learning certain makeup terms, so we're learning together. So it's called stippling. And I was going to apply it on my forehead as well. And these are just like some makeup tips I've learned along the way of doing makeup for like a long time. And also learning different techniques that work for various clients. So yeah, we're learning together. We are on this journey together. Even though I am a brand of itself, I still am a makeup artist and I still want to learn. So I'm always open to that. So I'm taking a little bit on my brush again, and I'm just applying it on my chin, and I'm going to take this amount that I have on the brush, and whatever I have left over, I'm going to take it down to my neck. And then whatever, actually I'm going to go in with the other side of the brush, the smaller side. Still very fluffy, but it's the smaller end. And I'm going to just put that along my nose. The one thing I will say is I love techniques from different makeup artists. So like Jeffree Star, Nikki, tutorials. Like there's 2 Nikki makeup artists. So I love both of them. Honestly, their makeup is just gorgeous. So I give them their flowers. And obviously I have my own techniques, but I always love learning from different makeup artists. Painted by Esther, Patrick Ta. Honestly, I love all of them, and I feel like they all do their makeup differently, but it's all still very professional and just snatched and gorgeous. All just honestly inspire me so much. I'm a makeup artist and I love doing makeup, so I get inspired by nature, I get inspired by people, I get inspired by other makeup artists, and I love makeup so much. So I'm going to take my concealer brush. This is the Short Shader brush number 3. This is like a small fluffy one. I'm just going to kind of blend what I already have on my nose towards my eyebrows. Just making one cohesive structure. And now I'm going to take my concealer, but this is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and this is in the shade Golden. This is the one that's closest to my natural shade, so I like to go in with 2, as you guys know. I love one that's closest to my natural shade, and then to highlight, I go in with a lighter concealer. So I'm just going to take a little, put it on the back of my hand. Take my fluffy concealer brush, and I'm just going to place this in areas that get the natural light the most. So like in here, down my nose. If you guys notice, I'm not applying it right under my eye, because if you apply your concealer right under your eye, you're going to get creasing. So I try to avoid those areas while still giving the full effect of makeup, but without the creasing. I just take it and I apply it there. You always start off with the shade that's closest to your natural color or your natural undertone, and then you build from there. That's what I always say, and it works for me. So I just blend all that in. And I'm kind of doing a sweeping motion. I'm not going in circles. I'm sweeping it towards my temple. Then you can just pat it in a little bit, especially in these areas where there's a lot of creasing. You want to make sure that you are getting everything covered. Take a little more, hit my T-bone, T-zone area. And I honestly go in here because I get a lot of shadowing, so I like to take a little there for me. I always check in a mirror besides my phone to make sure it's really flawless and just, you know, evenly done. I'm going to conceal and brighten. So we basically did our basic concealer. Now we're going to brighten, and I'm going to use this MAC Studio Radiance concealer to brighten. This is one of my favorites. She is very bright, so you don't need a lot. I just take a little, apply it to the back of my hand, the same thing that I did with the last one. Same fluffy brush, dab it in there. Take my individual mirror. I don't have one right in front of me, so I always have one in my hand. And I just apply it in the areas where I want to brighten. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And if you guys notice, I'm not going directly under my eye. Again, for the sole basis of I do not want any creasing to happen over this process. You could always take setting spray and spray in between the process of you doing your makeup, each process, to keep it from creasing and to lock in the moisture. But since I have a very hydrating primer on, I don't feel like I really need to apply any more setting spray. I'm going to take a little more of this one and just apply it directly from the applicator, and then put it around my nose. And in here. And I take just a little and apply it. Blend all this out. I'm gonna just kind of let this dry a little bit. I take my fluffy brush, the smaller end again, and just buff all of this out. And she's looking flawless. Before we get into the rest of my face, we are going to take this NYX Professional lip liner, and I'm going to use it as an eyeliner to kind of give my lashes a fuller look and also just enhance what I already have there. Now I will say I did learn this technique from Nikki. I watched one of her videos and she was like, you take a darker eyeliner and you place it under your eyes, and this is going to give you more depth and it's going to make your eyelashes look fuller. And I love that technique. Now I'm like obsessed with it. So kind of like that. You guys can see how it kind of deepened my eyes, and also it made my lashes look fuller. Now for me, I like a little liner on the top, so I'm gonna apply a little bit. This is brown. This is the color of it. I use the same shade on my lips as well. And then I take my pinky and I just blend that out. I take my little brush, it's like the pointier end of my brow brush, and I'm gonna take a little bit of my concealer. This is the e.l.f. concealer, and I'm gonna just clean up where I did my eyeliner. I'm going to take my concealer brush and just blend that out so it's seamless. My dry bronzer, this is the one from Anastasia. I'm going to take the fluffier side, the more angled side of this brush, and reapply it over those areas where I had my bronzer from earlier. And along the nose, in the middle. So I find that it's easier just using one brush for everything when it comes to like your concealer and your powder. So I just take the same concealer brush. I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder in the shade 250. I'm gonna press in there just a little bit and apply this along the bridge of my nose. I'm sorry if you guys see gnats because I just bought some fruit and they're bananas, and I did not know gnats lay eggs on like the parts of the bananas in certain areas, so there's that. I'm gonna apply the powder. This is with a different brush. This is a smaller one, a fluffier one actually, and apply it in here, the T-bone area. And around my mouth. And before I blend this out, I'm just going to let this dry a little bit. I'm going to take the fluffier part of this brush and just kind of merge all that together and blend it out. Moving into blush, Juvia's Place sent me their new blush. This is volume 5, and look at these colors. These are so gorgeous. So let's get into these. Very pigmented, so I'm going to take the darker one, and I'm going to take just a little, about that amount, apply it right above my cheekbones, right there. I'm going to take the other side of the brush and blend that out. And take a little bit of the lighter shade, the second one, and apply that right on top. And this one's going towards my temples. And this is my favorite technique I came up with that works really well. Where if you want to lift and get a bit of that pop of color from the blush. Then I blend it inwards towards my nose. This just creates a really pretty blended, almost like transitional blush look. Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Cupcake, and use this to line my jawline. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Look at how that just sculpted my face. To blend all that out. Okay girls, we are done, and this is it for today's finished makeup look with all my pro makeup tips. And when I learn more, I will be happy to share with you guys, and I love you guys. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.